Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. This is Kevin Moon from God's Country. It's time for your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather. Now, here's my friend, Dr. Don.
Happy Friday, East Alabama and West Georgia. Time now for your primetime forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. Be sure that you get in touch with Jamie today. You can click on that link at the top of this video or call him at 256-831-7770 because the drawing will take place today and we'll announce the winner tomorrow. You could win the Dr. Don weather app. You could also win one of those car freshies from K&L Car Charms. There we go, right there, that you can put in your automobile. Also, you could win 2 tickets to go to the Cleburne County Rodeo, which will be taking place on the 25th and 26th of this month. That's going to be included in the drawing today. And then in future drawings, we're going to be giving away a $25 gift card to Corner 56, the store with the red door in Wadley. And also we have another $25 gift card. Actually, I think we have several more that we're going to be giving away from Meadows Farm Equipment up in Wadley. So make sure that you get your name in the hat today. And as I've told you before, the cool part about this is your name never comes out of the hat. Once you get that cost-free, no-obligation insurance quote from Alpha Insurance, then your name goes in the hat and it stays there until you win. So odds are pretty good you're going to win if you call Jamie or click on that link at the top of this video and get that free, no-obligation insurance quote from Alpha. All right, let's talk about some weather. This is going to take a minute. We have a major storm system that will be very impactful across Alabama and Georgia over the next 24 to 48 hours as we move forward. Now, it's not very common that we see storm systems of this magnitude this late in the season. Now, I know that we had a big one back in March of '93, and that turned out to be probably the worst winter storm we have ever seen across the Southeast, or certainly one of the worst. And we're not looking at anything like that here as far as the snow totals are concerned, but it wouldn't surprise me to have the same effect as the blizzard of '93 when we're talking about wind and cold temperatures. Because it's going to get ugly after midnight tonight and through Saturday and in through half of Sunday. We'll start to warm up on Monday, but it's going to be brutal Saturday and pretty much most of Sunday. All right, so we're going to have a wide variety of weather here. We're talking the potential for heavy snow in North Alabama and the potential for tornadoes in Southeast Alabama. All taking place at about the same time. This is wild stuff here. So for today, let's talk severe weather first, and then we'll get into the winter weather. We do have an enhanced risk of severe weather across portions of Florida, up into southwest and south central Georgia. So if you're going to be traveling down Macon south in Georgia, be aware that there is an enhanced risk. That's 3 out of 5. So a few strong tornadoes down there certainly will not be out of the question today. And then a 2 out of 5, a slight risk, will make it all the way up into Atlanta Metro and maybe up there along the South Carolina-Georgia line, right along the I-85 corridor. And then that stretches on up into South Carolina and North Carolina. And then a marginal risk of severe weather across East Alabama, West Georgia, and just some rumbles of thunder up in North Alabama and North Georgia today. That would most likely be late this afternoon into the early evening hours for that chance of severe weather. So you could have thunder this afternoon and snow tomorrow morning. That is very possible. All right, so here we go on Saturday. The severe threat will get pushed on off to the east along the Atlantic coast, and we say goodbye to that severe threat. And then on Sunday, there is no thunderstorm activity anticipated across the southeastern United States. All right, now let's go to the National Weather Service Office, Birmingham. This is their severe weather outlook for late this afternoon and this evening. We have a marginal risk of severe weather across most of Randolph, central and southern Clay, and points south down to about the I-85 corridor. Now in Georgia, that would include Heard County, and Troup County. And then from I-85 in Alabama and Georgia south, we're looking at a slight risk of severe weather. So again, this is going to come first. This is going to be probably right after sunset or into 8, 9, 10 o'clock this evening. And then after midnight, things will change. The cold air will start rushing in from the northwest. And if it gets here soon enough before we get all the moisture out of here, and right now every one of the major models are saying that it will, then we'll see a changeover. Now, what's likely to happen first is that after midnight, the rain will start mixing with snow and sleet, and then sometime 2, 3 a.m., we may change over to mostly sleet, and then sometime 4, 5, 6 a.m., we'll change over to mostly snow. And we could have an hour or two of some decent snowfall across East Alabama and West Georgia, especially from Clay County, extreme northern Randolph, over into northern Heard north. I think just south of the I-20 corridor and north is where the best chances are of seeing any accumulating snow. I think there's a decent chance that everybody across East Alabama and West Georgia will see snow. I just think the best chances for accumulation will be from I-20 north. And then by about 8 or 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, the snow will end, the moisture will end, and we'll start to clear up. By noon, we're partly cloudy, and by early afternoon, we're mostly sunny. Now, and again, the snow's not going to be the big deal, folks. It's going to be the cold temperatures and that howling northwest wind. We could have some power outages on Friday night this evening and Saturday because of the high wind. This low pressure system that's moving through, that's going to be bringing us all this weather, is going to kind of keep us in the squeeze play here. We got a gradient, a wind gradient going on, pressure gradient, which is going to give us some very strong winds. We could see winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour at times. So you know what happens when we have wind like that? It brings down trees, and of course trees bring down power lines. So you do need to prepare for the possibility of some scattered power outages across East Alabama and West Georgia tonight into Saturday. And with the brutally cold temperatures in place, that could be a problem. So prepare accordingly. Now, you add those winds in on top of the temperatures that we are expecting, and it's easy to see our wind chill factors could certainly be in the low 20s, upper teens. And from time to time, our wind chill factors could dip into the single digits late tonight and throughout the day on Saturday. Look, your daytime high on Saturday is going to be right around freezing, 32 degrees. And then you throw that 30 to 40 mile per hour gusty wind in there. It's just going to be nasty across East Alabama and West Georgia on Saturday, so you need to be prepared. So we have a winter weather advisory that is in effect for Cleburne, Calhoun, Clay, and Talladega counties of our coverage areas, and that may end up getting extended a little bit further east and south before this thing is over with. And there's a look at the advisories right there. So basically from Clay County west and from about Cleburne County north. Randolph is not included in this advisory as of yet, nor is any of our counties to the south involved in it. Now, we actually have a winter storm warning in effect for North Alabama. They could see 2+ inches of snow up there. So this is just evolving, and it's going to be a big weather system we're going to have to deal with here over the weekend. Now let's take a look at the wind advisory. Everybody's involved in this. Wind gust 15, 20 miles per hour, occasionally gusting as high as 40 miles per hour, especially in the higher elevations across East Alabama and West Georgia. So now let's take a look at what the models are telling us this morning, and they're telling us a lot. The first stop here is going to be the Namm. This is at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you can see we actually have snow almost all the way to Mobile. And then back up to the northeast across East Alabama and West Georgia, we got pretty good snow going on right there in Talladega. Pretty good snow going on in Ashland and Lineville. We've got snow probably in Wedowee and Wadley. A very close call right there for Roanoke. Looks like we do have snow over in Franklin, and then up in Carrollton, Ranburne, Anniston, Oxford, and that stretches up into northwest Georgia and North Georgia. That is the Namm at 5 a.m. Saturday morning. Now let's take a look at the Euro at 6 a.m. Saturday morning. It is also suggesting snow in Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Cleburne, Calhoun, over into Carroll and Hurd. Maybe some snow there in Coosa, Tallapoosa. Looks like a band of heavy snow there from about Alexander City all the way back over to Lafayette and into Atlanta Metro if this particular model verifies. Then we are going to take a look at the GFS. This is the more conservative model. This is also at 6 a.m. Saturday morning. It's pretty much showing the same thing. We got snow there in Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Coosa, Tallapoosa, Northern Chambers, back over into Hurd and Carroll County. And then the last stop I want to take a look at is the Namm radar loop. And this loop starts at 8 o'clock this morning, showing those thunderstorms to our south. That's a warm front that's going to try to lift north, and depending on how far north that goes, that will dictate where the severe weather sets up today. And then you see that blue come barreling through after midnight. That is the snow. Let's let that loop through one more time. There are the thunderstorms. We get out there around noon. Now we're headed to about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now the sun has set. Big storms come across Randolph, and then there comes the snow after about 2 a.m. tomorrow morning across East Alabama and West Georgia. So for today, it's a tale of two stories. We start the day in the spring. We're going to end the day in full-blown winter. 66 will be your high today in Roanoke, Ashland 66, 65 in Lineville, 65 in Wedowee, 63 up in Ranburne, 64 in LaGrange. We will be mostly cloudy this morning, maybe a peek at the sun from time to time, but as the day goes along, the clouds will get thicker and thicker. And then I think by 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, we could have some scattered showers around. Don't look for anything significant this afternoon. And then after the sun sets, could have a brush with a few strong thunderstorms across East Alabama. Rain continues until midnight. Well, and then you know what we're talking about after midnight. So let's take a look at, first of all, don't forget to follow us on, boy, you ought to see the fast forecast this morning. It was comical because it's going to take me an hour to get this whole forecast put together, but I did it in 60 seconds over on Instagram, so be sure and check it out. Also follow us on the YouTube. So the forecast for today, 30% chance of rain late this afternoon, 66 your high, 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight, switching over to a mixture of snow, sleet, and rain after midnight, maybe all sleet after 3 a.m., maybe all snow after about 5 a.m. for a couple of hours, maybe a dusting in some areas across East Alabama and West Georgia, maybe a complete bust. We don't see anything. Maybe the moisture's gone before that cold air gets here. That is possible, though all of the computer models are really screaming that it'll get here and it'll bring us some snow before it gets out of here. 30 will be your overnight low. That's the critical piece. And then on Saturday, the temperature is going to be going in the wrong direction all day. We'll start the day with a slight chance of snow flurries in the morning. We go partly cloudy by noon, mostly sunny by afternoon. 34 is our daytime high with that howling northwest wind, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Wind chill factors in the 20s and teens, maybe even the single digits from time to time. Down to 20 for your overnight low Saturday night. Hard freeze warning in effect for Saturday night. Sunday will warm up some with all that sunshine. 54 in the afternoon, down to 30 on Sunday night. Then a nice warming trend starts on Monday. 63 will be your high, but rain returns Monday afternoon and Monday night. 50% chance of rain on Tuesday night, and lingering into first part of Wednesday. We go sunny by Wednesday afternoon, back to spring, 67 degrees out there on Wednesday. Don't forget to set your clocks ahead by 1 hour when you go to bed on Saturday night so that you are not late for church on Sunday morning. As if we don't have all this other stuff going on, we also change time this weekend. All right, let's look at the Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar, and you can see those thunderstorms down there along the Alabama Gulf Coast and in Florida this morning, especially over there around Jacksonville, some pretty big thunderstorms. That's the warm front that's going to be slowly lifting to the north today. It all depends on how far north that warm front can make it as to whether or not we see any strong to marginally severe storms across East Alabama and West Georgia. The thinking right now is that it doesn't make it much further north than the I-85 corridor, so I wouldn't anticipate a large amount of severe weather, but a strong storm can't be ruled out late this afternoon, early this evening. And then look back up there to the northwest. There's your beginnings of our snow back out there around Oklahoma City, and that's going to dive on off to the southeast. That'll be in here after midnight tonight. That's the cold air. So when this cold air gets in here and starts mixing with all these thunderstorms, that's what's going to bring us that possibility of winter precipitation after midnight. Again, folks, let me say that for most of you in East Alabama and West Georgia, this is not, the snow piece is not going to be a big deal. However, the cold temperatures, the cold wind chill, and the possibility of a few slick spots out there on the roads will be a big deal. So, of course, we'll go live here on Dr. Don's Weather. We'll cover this throughout the night and bring you all of the information as conditions change, and there is a very good chance that your forecast will change multiple times throughout the day today. So make sure that you stay close to a good source of weather information as we move forward. Don't forget to check us out on the Twitter. It's at DSTREN1040. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and Dr. Don, WX.com. Thanks to those folks you see scrolling on the screen. Those are our partners, such as Southern Union State Community College in Wadley, Opelika, and Valley. Also, we appreciate Jamie Dukas, our local Alpha agent. Don't forget that drawing happens today. So this morning, you need to click on that link at the top of this video and get that cost-free, no-obligation insurance quote so you can win tickets to go to the rodeo. And you get the Dr. Don Weather app and a car freshie as well. Hey, good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I most likely will see you back in here this afternoon and tonight with live coverage. If not, I'll see you back in here first thing tomorrow morning with another edition of your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather. Get me out of here.